Trust your emerald heart. Be who you came here to be. Unlock your true potential. Hello, thank you for joining Trust Your Emerald Heart. I am Victoria Krzyvinskaya, beschoolspace, and today I'm going to answer a question which people often ask me about. Where did my story begin? And how my healing was activated? Where did it all start? And what this journey was all about. I'm going to make a very vulnerable share about my trauma and what it activated in me and what processes I came through and how it all played out. It is a very vulnerable share, and it has some sort of descriptions which might be not so easy to listen, but it is what it is. And if you had a story of the same kind or similar kind of experiences, you're more than welcome to email me and to share what this podcast kind of triggered in you and what is your attitude to that, what kind of steps you have taken for healing, and where did it take you and lead you, and how did you overcome that, what happened. It's been a very dramatic but also huge catalyzer in my life to get me where I am now. And it's kind of difficult for me to go into that process, but I think and I feel that the time has come to release that, because it's gonna be healing for many when I share this story, and it's going to help many of us to address this question. And I was guided that I need to open up my throat and I need to start speaking about this traumatic experience for the next generations to come, not to have that kind of experience, for our kids, for our loved ones, so that we can stay more connected with our heart, so that we can heal ourselves, so that we can show up for our loved ones and for our life in our true blossom. And that is what we came here for. And before I share my story, I would like to let you know that I have opened up Sacred Sexuality portal on my webpage, beschool.space. You will find links in the footnotes. Sacred Sexuality portal is a place where I'm sharing my sexuality rating and where I speak about traumas we had and how to set up proper template for our sexuality and how to take responsibility for what is happening with our energy and the embodiment of that energy. There is an offering of divine masculine and divine feminine energy embodiment sessions. There is also Sacred Sexuality workshop recording available as a gift for everyone who would like to receive. All the links are in the footnotes. Go ahead and explore. And also try the Return to the Heart meditation. It is always helpful in whatever condition you are in, as well as System Reset is there for you to go deeper into the understanding of who you are, how to harmonize and how to step into your blossom and what you came here to do, and how to ask your ancestors for support and stuff like that. I'm also available for private sessions and mentorship program, so connect with me directly to ask and inquire more information on those topics. If you find this recording useful, please give the highest rating and also share it with those who might find it beneficial for their healing as well. Thank you. Enjoy the story. Hello friends. Today I would like to talk to you about sexual abuse and the healing and the society projections around this topic. This is a very difficult topic because many people, many women experienced that but were silenced by the society, by the families, for them not to speak their truth because it is their own fault, because maybe they were wearing the wrong clothes, because maybe it was okay or they imagined something, or for whatever reason, but in fact this is not a true reason. The reason I would like to address this topic is because I myself have experienced this traumatic thing, and this was something that changed my life tremendously. I had to quit my job completely. I was not able to talk about that to my ex-husband for a year and a half at that point. And when I did, I was accused that it was all my own fault. And then when I spoke about that to my family, my mom said something like, "So what? Everyone experiences that. I also had this situation in my life." And to be honest, I was so shocked. I was so confused about this that for several years I was thinking that yes, maybe that was my own fault. But then when I started looking deeper, I cultivated gratitude to that experience for me to see this experience as the beginning point of my transformation. It was in 2015, and the experience was at the work, and the person I was working for, I was a personal assistant for a family for 6 years. He was trying to attack me for several years, several times. That was kind of a norm of my life. Through the joke, as if it is okay, as if it is normal. First time I was very strong in my roots. I was about to get married and move to a different city, and it was okay for me to stay strong in my roots. I had power to push the guy away. Second time I was pregnant with my child, but it was not visible to the society yet. It was maybe 2 or 3 months, and I had strength to push that man away again. And the third time I was already burnt out with my job, 24/7 job as a personal assistant, when you are being called in the middle of the night for you to suddenly solve unexpected issues of the family, no matter which time zone you are at. And I also had a child at that time, 2-year-old child, and of course it has its own influence onto your physical condition. And at that point I was not strong anymore. And to be honest, when it all happened, it happened when I came to my boss to say that I'm so burnt out with this job. I want to have a 6 months leave so that I can recalibrate and then return back to the work. But because he attacked me in this kind of like severe way, of course I never returned to that job again, and I had a necessity to search for new opportunities in my life, to look deeper and to transform my life, the way I thought, the way I approached life. Everything was different from that moment on. It's not easy for me to talk about this topic because it is a taboo topic, right? So it's the fault of the woman always. But to be honest, at that point, I got so confused. So the thing was that I came to my boss to ask whether or not I could have this 6-month leave. And then this happened, and the way he addressed the situation was, okay, you're having this 6-month leave, but then after 6 months, you will receive one more salary of yours so that you keep silent. And for that moment, the money was important for me because I knew I'm not coming back to this job, and I knew I have no other job, and I also knew that I have a family to provide with means for existence. And by saying that, what I mean is that my husband was a very good husband, but at the same time I was fully in control of monetary situation of my family at that point. And when I got home from that, completely destroyed from inside, completely lost and frustrated, moreover with some STDs I had to cure, and with the possibility of unwanted pregnancy, which I also had to take medication against, completely disoriented, with black bruises on my knees because of the inner fight. All my veins broke, and I had this like black bruises and lots of pain for a long time. Inside of me, I could not accept the possibility that if I share this story with my husband, he would go and be aggressive and kill the bastard or do something with this guy and then go to jail or receive some other punishment. So instead of doing that, I kept that inside of me, as I said, for a year and a half. But inside, a lot got broken. Before going to my boss and asking about this possibility of having this 6-month leave, I was thinking that, okay, we go traveling and then I return and continue the work. And then at that point I already knew I'm not coming back, but my traveling plans were kind of like vague. I didn't know where I'm going to travel or how long I will manage to do that, but deep inside of me I already knew that there is no possible way I would return to this job or to anything similar to that. And I also, because I was doing it for 6 years, I was also very confused what kind of job I would want to do or what would my life look like. And when I updated my resume on the Headhunter web pages, people started contacting me because it's hard to find a good personal assistant. And they were asking me, and how did you even manage to be a personal assistant for so long? It is such a hard job. These people are always mad. And deep inside of me, I had a story I would never be able to share, at that point at least. And also at the same time, deep inside of me, I already knew I would never do that kind of job again, because I already knew that this type of life is very fake. Consumerism, life for money only. Yes, traveling, fun, pleasure in a way of having opportunities to go anywhere you would like to go, but at the same time, so rotten from inside. So much pain is hidden deep inside. At that point, I thought, okay, if I'm not doing this kind of job, what else I want to be doing while living in Moscow? I zoomed out and I saw this city as a very rotten city. The city where people have fake values. The city where people don't value the family. The city where people don't value true feelings. The city where people are so stuck in their bills, in their ideas, where people think that it's okay to work 24/7 with 2 periods of vacation twice a year for 2 weeks, and all other time they are going to work without days off, without pure rest, without opportunity to recharge. I remember me having this job and having plans to, or dreams of actually disconnecting my mind from that for just a few, let's say minutes, but maybe hours, when I go into deep shavasana in yoga studio. And I remember when I went there, I always had to carry my phone with me, and sometimes my phone would start ringing and I would need to go out of the yoga class to actually answer the phone, because if I didn't, I would be yelled upon. The boss or his wife would get so angry, or you have to be available, you are a personal assistant. And then of course this inner feeling of dissatisfaction, of no relaxation, no deeper breaths in life, were building up this stress inside of my body, this anxiety, this anger, rage, suppressed emotions, which were there for so many years. When I quit my job and went traveling, I put my phone on silence mode, and it was like that for 7 years already. Obviously, because I suppressed that feeling deep inside, I was completely dissatisfied with whatever my life was bringing to me. I felt unsafe, and I started having panic attacks and lots of anxiety in my life. At that point, I had no idea what panic attacks and anxiety were, but I just had absolutely no deep satisfaction in my life, and I had no idea how to mentally cope with all these thoughts and memories which were ghosting me every single day. I had absolutely no one to share this with because I was ashamed. I was full of shame. I started thinking that it was my own fault. And although we were traveling with me, my ex-husband, and my little daughter, we were at that point living on a beautiful island in Thailand and were surrounded by the paradise nature and experiences, and we probably could afford to be there for a while and could breathe out and enjoy. Deep inside of me, I already knew that I'm not returning to the life I had before, and I started searching, looking, doing everything I could, studying, attending all different webinars and courses and classes for me to learn what I could do to start my life from zero, where I could address my focus so that I can start making money, so that I can start supporting my family. My husband at the time, he was not in awareness what was happening inside of me. He was just enjoying his life, but he noticed that I was kind of like mentally not happy, not in the alignment with anything. He had no idea. Of course, because of that, we started having a lot of fights, a lot of tension was being built between us. We were trying to fix our marriage for a long time after that, but deep root of that, the why, the deeper why, was not verbalized to him for a long time. He had no idea. The deep root of that was the fact that I was not protected by my man, by my husband, although he didn't know, and probably he would protect me if I shared. And because I didn't feel safe anymore, I lost all types of desire for him, all types of trust. And alignment was gone, of course. I was not so truly open. My heart got locked, and I could not keep loving him because of that. And obviously we can go into this, discussion or thoughts of, oh, this is your own fault, you should have told, or you shouldn't have told, or this or that. But it is how it is. At that point, it felt right. And to be honest, my throat got locked long ago, long before that. And now, being a public speaker and running a podcast and saying, oh, my throat was locked, it's just kind of hilarious. But at that point, yes, my throat was locked. I could not express my opinion. I was suppressing my feelings. I was locking my expression. I was so full of shame and inner judgment. And if I had to share something somewhere, I was so confused. I was like, oh no, not me, because I was working on that job as a personal assistant where you would be yelled upon for no reason, just because the boss or his wife are moody this day and they want to yell at anyone. Or, these were the people who would fire personnel for no reason in just one day. And me, as a personal assistant, I had to take care of firing the person, giving him or her that information, and looking for a new person. So obviously I was living as if I'm on a volcano. For 6 years I was working there because I knew that one day that will be my day. I will be yelled upon and I will be forced to leave this job. And it was, before this situation happened with me, the tension was already building up so much that I kind of felt that, okay, I have to quit my job, otherwise I will get fired, because the tension was being built up so much. Suddenly, unexpected things started happening, and just before this sexual abuse happened, just 2 days before, there were events which were absolutely out of my control. Somebody forgot to deliver something. Some tickets got cancelled automatically without my control or something of that kind. But of course, for this kind of people, you are in charge of everything. You have to double check. You have this responsibility, and that is why it is all your fault. Obviously, my throat got locked, so locked. I was suppressing all kind of feelings and emotions. I was not speaking my truth at all for ages. And when this situation happened, it was absolutely not possible for me to speak about it to my husband, because I was so much in shame, fear, and inner judgment. Ooh. The thing is that now, when I'm already able to release that, now when I have already done so much inner work, now that I see this experience as a beautiful possibility of learning and growing, and I know that I had to have this experience for me to be able to help those who were in the similar kind of situations, deeply traumatized. When you feel like a victim, your whole life is in the process. Why me? Why this had to happen with me? Why this is in my mind? When instead of having happy life, every time you are about to have a sexual intercourse with your husband, you start having these visions of that story, of that event, and it is ghosting you inside of your psyche. And it is so awful. It is so scary. It is so, you start having these feelings of unworthiness, like maybe this life is not for you. Like even the suicidal, self-destroying thoughts started appearing in my mind. And obviously, at some point, a couple of years later, I addressed the core issue, and I started having this strength of finding peace inside of me and going into meditation or deeper inner work, energy work. But it took time, because in the beginning I had no idea how to deal with this anxiety of the mind and with this overlapping depression which was around me and my experience. I hated myself. I hated what happened. I hated what I did or what I didn't do. And I was so deep in the well of darkness for several years. And if you zoom out, you look at it, oh, she lives on a tropical island. Oh, she can enjoy going into the sea or ocean every day. Oh, she has a beautiful family and child and this and that. But deep inside, it was not even close to happiness for several years, as I said. It is not okay that women are raped. It is not okay that women are experiencing attacks on a sacred level. It is not okay that our energy centers are disconnected, and because of this manipulation and control, for many people the energy is in the lower chakras, and they think it's okay to act from that place, not from love, not from kindness, not from compassion. And it is okay that the women feel destroyed when that happens. It is okay that they feel disempowered, but it is also necessary to address the fact that the woman can claim her voice and power back by speaking her truth. She no longer can be suppressed. She no longer can be silenced. She no longer needs to be covered up, because it is not her fault. Zooming out and looking at this situation which is happening in the world with this Islamic world, Middle Eastern world, where women are so covered up from toes till head, and then at the same time this oppression and abuse is still there, as if it is okay for a man to act upon her even if she is so covered up. And it always made me think, like, when you enter this kind of land where you feel so unsafe, you feel so insecure, you feel so lost, it always made me think, why? Why are we so silent? Why do we act as if it is normal? Why do we accept this? And now, when more and more women started claiming their voice back, I am hoping that we will address this issue on a very deep level. This cannot be a part of our reality. This should not be okay. This should not be the thing which will be keeping us silent. We have to speak about it. We have to support each other, and we have to grow our children in a different place so that they don't need to face it, so that they live in the society where this is not even possible, where sexual contact is sacred, where love is predominant, where heart-to-heart connections are not only possible but important and dominant and necessary for all actions, and where women have the support needed and it is available for them. Speaking about the help and how to overcome this situation, it's not only about women, also kids, like little boys, can get sexually abused, and it's also a part of our reality. Sexual abuse is here with kids, and that's why I have created this sexual abuse protective bubble. It's available on YouTube as a light code. We do a lot of energy work with guardians of the codes, and we do a lot of work in this sphere, and this is why we speak about it, because this is no longer okay. People need to know, children, they need to know that if something happens to them, they have an opportunity of speaking about it to an adult and not suppressing these fears and allowing these thoughts to destroy, but they have an opportunity of actually communicating and finding strength within. And when these things happen to us, for some period of time we feel that it is okay in a way, but then we realize that this happened to us for a reason also, because we need to speak our truth and to support others. It is very difficult to find this strength inside of you, but obviously, first of all, we have to learn how to heal ourselves, where to find this support, how to recalibrate our energy and to release this density from inside so that it is no longer destroying us. When sexual abuse happens, our energy centers get disconnected, and it is a sacred level attack. So the lower chakras get disconnected. Basically, you feel unsafe and you feel no desire, right? And root chakra and sacred chakra and also solar plexus chakra gets locked. And obviously, it's necessary to address this. The implants or like machines or energy entities or anything of that kind which were transferred through that need to be removed. You have to remove all the energy and lower dense energies from those centers so that you can recalibrate. And then after these energy centers are cleaned, you have to build up the energy in those centers so that you can feel full again. And then you return back to the heart, because you need to merge the lower energy centers with the upper energy centers. And the way you do that through the heart. You return back to the heart, and only by living through your heart you can recalibrate, you can get the taste of life, and you can get this pleasure of living a happy and enjoyable life again. Doing the inner work also starts with deep forgiveness on a very deep level, because this forgiveness also starts with forgiving yourself. Women often have this society prejudice like, oh, this is your fault. No, you have to forgive yourself first for this experience, and of course the victimizer in a way. You have to release and to forgive, and because as long as you are keeping this darkness in the chambers of your heart, which also needs to be cleaned, which also needs to be wiped up and filled up with love, with inner love, with pure love, and finding God from within. This is the way, right? Opening up the heart, protecting yourself from inside, building up this protective love bubble, and finding strength in your own voice. The sacred chakra and the throat are very much connected in the energy level. This is why in my 7 days chakra healing journey, I don't do the linear journey from the bottom to the top. I do the energy rotation on the spiral, and after the sacred comes the throat, because sacred is very much connected with the vocal cords. If you look at the at the way these organs are constructed in the feminine body, the vocal cords have very visible, similar shape and form with the sacred organs for a woman. And when the energy on the sacred level is reactivated, you connect it with the throat, you allow yourself to speak your truth through the love and kindness, of course through the heart, and then you're able to claim your voice back again and to start living fully again and to start expressing yourself in the world, because that is why you came here and what you came here to do. You came here to be yourself. You came here to shine. And then the next thing is influencing the society around yourself, right? The way we are bringing up our children, the way we are communicating to our children, what we are teaching them, how we are addressing this manipulation and control. And all this, the society is obviously influenced by this manipulation and control, of course. That's why it is placed upon us, right? Porn is free and available. Why? Because the energy centers, for those who control us, it's necessary for them that our energy centers are disconnected. And then when our energy centers are disconnected, we have a lot of energy on the sacred level. But if it is not used through the heart, if it is not used through the love, if it is not connected with the upper realms, then it's easier to manipulate us. But as soon as we come back to the heart, as soon as we release the necessity to forgive, remove all the thorns and swords from our heart, we are able to experience love and bliss again. And speaking about swords and thorns in the heart, there are many different things which can influence the blockage of the heart. And there is a lot of work we can do around the heart, and it will be a different podcast, and a lot of information is available around that. I have a blog post about heart betrayal and special codes for that, and how to transfer this betrayal and release it and build trust again in the heart. But it's a separate energy work. Or you can also come into the live sessions, one-on-one sessions, where your particular situation will be addressed, or use the codes provided for you to release and to forgive yourself, and for you to address your inner issue and shed all this density from your heart and open the heart again, find that gem and beauty inside of your heart again. But it takes time and dedication. We have to learn that we need to address our trauma. We will not be able to run away from our trauma because it will be ghosting us. It will be manifested over and over and over again in our life for us to address the core issue. If you do not address it straight away, it will come again. It will come again. It will come again. The work needs to be done. The healing needs to be applied to yourself. And then when it is done, imagine how blissful your life will become when you can breathe fully, when you can feel safe within yourself, when you can speak your truth. I'm hoping that more and more people will find peace within themselves again. Thank you for being a part of my experience and community, and for your interest to transform your life. My name is Victoria Krzyvinska, beschoolspace, and I am here to support you in your spiritual journey and to create a better reality together. Explore the footnotes available and opt in to download meditations and other offerings suitable for your needs. Reach out via email to ask me questions and to explore the possibilities to work together. If you found this recording useful, set up a high rating and share with those who might benefit from it as well. I will be happy to talk to you soon again. Subscribe not to miss the publications. I love you, Victoria Krzyvinska.